There's this guy named... I think we briefly talked about the CEO. But more stuff has come out about it. Sue got murked in Midtown Manhattan. We did talk about that. Dude had a silencer and everything. The funniest thing about this has been, the universal just who gives a shit? Like, no one cares at all. That's great. The police are talking about it on, like, interviews, and they're like, yeah, man, dude's a professional. He handled this stuff immaculately. They're complimenting him. It's so
real good
fucking
guy thing,
funny
honestly.
that this is real.
I love it.
Yeah, no.
So I watched a little bit of Phil DeFranco on the way here, and he was doing a little follow-up and mentioned that worst time for Anthem, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or whatever the fuck, they announced that in a few states, they're not going to fully cover anesthesia. Like, depending on what it is, the length of it, and what the procedure is. And at that point, people started circulating the CEO of that insurance company.
Yo.
And then the funny thing is, look, man, I love that Philip did this, because the way he was talking about it was like, yeah, people seem like, and this is probably going to like start something. The way he was talking on it, it was like, he's so on board. He's so like, he didn't say anything positive about it, but you can tell by the way he's matter of fact in it. It's like, there's things that he could have left out if he didn't want to have other people almost sound like a dog whistle.
Right.
And I was like, let's go.
Did you see that, like, he had like words written on the shell casings too?
No.
He had, I think it was like deny, defend, depose or something. I don't know.
So
yeah.
Thank you. So it wasn't, because I was gonna be like, I would have been deflated.
It was a
like
fella.
If it was like no, if it was one of those things where that guy was like involved with the mafia, and then it was a hit. Because it would have deflated things a little bit. I would have been like, oh man, like, we're all happy you still got murked, but it wasn't vigilante justice. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. To me, this is justice. Like, this is when these evil people that are literally killing people by denying people healthcare.
Look,
that is kind of the thing. Is ultimately, it's like we have this tendency to, like, we understand that, like, a person who goes on a bus and stabs a kid for singing epic rap battles of history. That's not a great person.
That's awful.
Right? That's a really shit. I understand, but it's a terrible thing to do.
Right.
But we have this tendency. It's like,
comedy in it, though, but yes.
Well, if you do it indirectly and you're wearing a suit and you do it because it's a fiduciary obligation to a shareholder, then it's like, fine.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's got bodies. Like, a lot more than this hitman probably has. Like, statistically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to me, I'm just like, I look at it and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not going to feel bad for it, certainly.
Not
like,
even a little bit.
I literally subconsciously said it. When I talked, I didn't even mean to say that. But, like, insurance companies are fucking evil, first of all, so I could give a fuck.
By the definition of their nature in this capitalistic society, when you have a profit incentive
over the lives of people. Yes,
it's fucking like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, we see how other developed nations are with their single payer healthcare, the fucking universal healthcare. That we understand that's how it has to be handled.
Yeah.
And you're allowing.
It makes
it's like
my brain hurt.
Like, say, like, if there's like a coyote infested area, and then you just throw pieces of steak on the ground everywhere,
right,
and you're surprised that coyotes are fucking all over the place terrorizing your area.
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening? You're like, well,
I'm surprised it took this long for something like this to happen.
We're all kind of surprised.
Like, I was like, oh shit. And the thing to me is like, look, generally, my feeling is if things descend into violence, it's like that's really destabilizing. It's not ideal for that to happen, right? But for me, the way that I think about this is like, it's good that they should know. They should know that people don't care about them. You know what I mean? They should know that there's no empathy from your average person towards these people. They should know.
Right.
They should be a lot more afraid to say the shit that they say.
Right.
And they've been kind of off the fucking rocker lately.
Who is
they've
that,
been saying all sorts of terrible shit.
Like, oh, don't buy toast, or what was it, or your avocado. Do you remember that villain with the mega mind forehead?
Yeah.
He was like, it was just stereotypical villain. And those people, and look, you're a little bit more modest than I am. I'm very much on the side of like vigilante justice, where irrational. I wouldn't say irrational because the thinking is rational. These people are ruining people's lives and destroying many families and communities.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, well, yeah, they're the actual problem. Get rid of them. I like we talked about this on the podcast before. I would have no problem with January 6th if it was about the right, if they were
the right reasons,
for the right reasons, not they fake ass stole the election. That's so annoying.
I agree with you, right? That I think at a certain point we can't allow people to just do evil and kind of be okay with it. You know, at a certain point, because at a certain point you're letting it happen if you're not standing against it.
Yeah.
And I think like that is a real serious thing. I think Americans are too fucking stupid to aim ourselves the right way.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is shit like this will happen, and then they'll incentivize someone that's a complete fucking retard to kill somebody they don't have to kill at all.
That
is the problem.
It'll be like Taylor Swift ruined my life, and you're like, well,
you're
calm
right.
down.
Or no, it'll be
right.
like, but then,
that's the reason.
And then we'll go and we'll vote for people that don't have the rights of your rights in hand. They don't care about making your life better. You know, that's why like I agree. Like if I had the chance to have the power to do like shit to like really, I'm not a fucking creator. I'm gonna hardwire my
opening them up.
If
If you guys are right.
I agree though. Fuck him. Hey, bro. Dude did it with finesse, bro. I would have given him a triple S from Devil May Cry. You know, like I would.
He got away on like a city bike or something.
Stylish,
like into Central Park.
Super stylish, superb.
He had a silencer.
Style.
He had a silencer that jammed, and he immediately unjammed it. Like the cops were fawning over this guy.
Yeah,
which was
like, oh my god, I want to kill minorities like
that. And then the meeting that he was going to apparently did not get delayed.
That's awesome.
Which is, by the way, perfect exemplified.
Apparently, they stepped over his body. Like they just kept it moving.
Shareholders, the what do you call it? The stocks
went up.
They went up
by 2%.
And they went up because it's like, oh great. We don't have to pay this dude's salary. It's more eyes on us. This is great. This is actually a great. I hated that asshole, by the way. You know, like I'm sure that some of them were thinking that too.
I'm sure.
Like
fuck that guy. He wouldn't promote me.
This is fantastic. So it's all aboard. Even some of the evil people are benefiting from this. Is hilarious. And you guys are right about the misplaced anger. That's definitely going to happen. But I was just thinking about when we talked about what happened in Puerto Rico with the guillotines or something like that.
Right.
That's just like I yearn. I'm one of those people that have been so disappointed that could you guys step on my side? Not violence, but when say Bernie got snubbed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we can't go forward. No. We're not gonna vote for anybody else. This is the guy. We're not going to. Instead of I was like, I've always hated the lesser two evils. I thought I was being mature this time by putting that aside and let me join the rest of the world and I'm going to vote for the lesser two evils because of things like the Roe v. Wade being overturned.
Yeah.
But now I feel more validated with the outcome of this election where I'm like, these people did no favors for us for voting for the lesser two evils. And now I'm more on the point. Okay, we're not voting for evil anymore. We gotta put in a good fucking person.
Yeah, I do. I like the
you're idealistic. You know, you're an idealistic person.
I want people to fucking vote for the best interest.
I have that problem too. I have the problem where because I grew up watching superheroes, so I'm like, I'm tired of seeing people like choose people that are objectively not the good choice. I'm sick of it. Like it's like, why am I not choosing a good person? But
I don't know, man.
You can't, that's not how you move in the real world. But it should be able to be done.
It should be the real world, but it's not. We're
because you have to change systems from inside. You know, like you gotta go inside the system and change it yourself. That is how you actually really make a real serious change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not fast. That's not a fast moving
It's very slow, and a lot of people just end up changing.
A lot of people don't have the gusto to do it, you know?
You know what? What you said, to your point when you said change the system from within, I was talking to JoJo, and one thing that's like, okay, I think this time, all of those people who were comfortable making a lot of money who were being political pundits on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that, I feel like it's really time for them to put up or shut up, where they should get involved in the government.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I think it's
at this point, it's like, bro, like, stop. Nothing's going to get better if you guys just sit there and then criticize the fucking assholes who are actually stepping up and doing shit.
But one thing people need to take more accountability for that. 100% across the board, and the left in general, we need to stop. The decorum shit needs to stop.
We stop being pussy ass.
Whoa. But the decorum needs to stop. We need to stop acting like we got to go there and meet them in a better place. Because it doesn't matter how it. We've all thought this for a long time. It doesn't matter what you laugh at. It doesn't matter what you say. It matters what you do. What you do is the most important thing. And people need to start doing what's right.
Do it or get popped.
You mean like when you walk down the street jerking off at night?
Hey man, I was completely alone. I didn't bother anybody.
So listen. Yeah, like I'm very much like in that.
That's
like
so
I think
illegal. It bothers me so much how illegal that was.
Perfect.
So the Puerto Rico thing, where they wheeled the guillotine up, they didn't use it.
They didn't use it.
They just, but like they showed that they were like, yo, we're fucking serious, and that's what I want. Really, it's like I want us to show that we're serious, and this was a step that was like beyond some people's comfortability, but it showed that people are fucking serious. And so to me, it's just like, I don't support just wanton violence, but like, yeah, you should be afraid if you financially benefit from like literally killing people en masse. Yeah, you should be fucking afraid.
Yeah.
And they've been sitting like, look at all our fucking money. You can't buy another fucking brain, my guy.
You can't buy a second life, dude.
Good luck.
Yeah.
What was I wonder what his pre-existing conditions were. Like, I could give a fuck about this guy. So you know what?
Oh yeah. Not
Cheers, whoever you are.
I saw some people like, he had a family, and I was like, oh yeah. So did all the thousands of people that
I hate this
died.
argument. I hate this argument.
So spin the block.
Hitler's dog loved him.
Right.
Hitler's dog probably loved Hitler.
Dude, I saw a page on Axeman actually shared it, where this page is trying to convince that Hitler is dope. And it was like there's him smiling at this little girl, and they're like, "You can't tell me this is a bad guy." And I'm like,
smiling at a little girl.
The fuck does that mean?
How are we?
Nothing. Hold on. Nothing says. Oh, that's a good guy. Than an old man smiling at a little girl. That's a great indication.
Everything was wrong about that.
Everything.
How are we still trying to validate Hitler?
I love
like,
that.
How are we? It's almost 100 years. We're nearing 100. Maybe 20 more years will be 100 years, and we're still trying to be like, well, you
it's
really
X,
think
bro.
about
X.com.
it. Well, yeah, X is, dude. The racism is crazy. It's too much for me. Even my appetite.
No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Because there's funny, then there's just like, oh, bigots. Like, that's a bigot. I want a funny.